Good afternoon, everyone. Please don't mind my quarantine appearance and the fact that you can literally see the screen through my glasses. Anyways, I just wanted to come on today to talk about the experience of 10 rounds. My boyfriend and I just finished 10 rounds today, which was amazing, but for reasons that are different than you would think. So typically when I finish a program, it's a huge deal just because I usually have a problem with committing, not only to programs, nutrition programs and stuff like that, but committing to myself. And that is the most important part. So it starts with you and ends with you. And then in the middle, committing to a program is just the steps, part of the journey and the steps that you take to get to your goal. Whether it be weight loss, whether it be just to get fit, to get in shape, to tone up, whether it's postpartum, you're getting out of there, you're not necessarily losing weight, but you need to just bring yourself back to you, even if it's just mental. There's so many reasons to do these things, but 10 rounds was special because when I finished Morning Meltdown 100, when was that? We started in July, ended in maybe November? I don't remember. It's a 100-day program. For those of you who haven't done it, go do it. But it was really important for me because that program showed me that I can finish a workout. And in not just any workout, but 100 days. And I feel like even when 80-Day Obsession came out, 80 days seemed like a long time. Even though it's still under 3 months. So never mind. I'm quarantined, okay? So that was important to me because I finished 100 days of a workout and boom. My transformation was huge. I had lost 40 pounds since before the summer. Everything was going great. And then Christmas time, I didn't fall off the bandwagon. I was still doing my workouts and stuff, but my food really became a non-priority to me. And it was a priority to me, but I wasn't making it one. So that was hard because I either wasn't eating enough or the food that was there was crappy and I was just grabbing it and going. And I'm not using that by any means as an excuse, but it was the circumstance of the situation. I was hosting Christmas for the first time myself in my own home. And that was a big deal, being that I am such a perfectionist. I am psycho when it comes to everything being perfect in general. But the fact that people were coming to my home that had never been here before, I wanted the house to be perfect. I wanted the food to be perfect. My mom was helping me with the food, so it was a bunch of back and forth. Long story, very, very long story. But that is the reason that I fell off the wagon. And in the back of my head, I was like, I cannot wait till this is over because I am just going to get back on. And there's no excuses, nothing. So after that was over, I wasn't in the dumps. I was still working out. I was drinking Shakeology. I was doing my coach duties, but it was like I was half out of it. Before I was way out of it before MM100. And then I was 100% in, no pun intended. And at this point, I was half out. My heart wasn't in it. My head was, because my head knew I had to do something, but I needed to get my heart back in it. So when I got my heart back in it, it was really hard because I was working my way back. And then when I started when I started 10 rounds, I remember not knowing what to expect because when we had our local super weekend, I got to meet Joel, and I love Joel because my favorite program's Lift 4, and that's really what pushed me to lose 50 pounds. I met him, and that was a game changer, of course, but then we got to be the first group of people to try out the 10 rounds workout with Joel, and so we were doing it, and it was really hard. Like, I was struggling hard in the super weekend workout, and as I'm doing this workout, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, this is cool because we're doing it with Joel, but we'll have to see how this goes. So as I'm doing it, I'm freaking out mentally, but I'm loving it because he's there. I go home and literally like 2 hours later, I could already feel behind my shoulders. I was like, whoa, I'm like trying to move my arms and I couldn't. And I was like, this is real. These are real muscles that I do not use ever. And it was weird. I felt places in my body that I didn't even know existed. And so doing this program, it was more than a physical transformation. It was the start of me getting back to me, and it brought me back to there. It brought me back to the Beachbody coach that I want to be and the mental state that I wanted to be in for my own health and fitness, not just others. But once I finished, I started a workout program that I was not comfortable with. It wasn't that I wasn't comfortable doing it. It was the fact that when I was physically trying to do it, I'm not good at not being good at something. I'm a perfectionist, as you know, I already explained. But it was like I was not coordinated enough to do this. Not enough to back out because I liked the program. It was great. But it was so frustrating and I was trying not to show it. And I'm an athlete. I was in high school. I played 4 varsity sports from middle school until senior year, and I am just that competitive person, and I have like I'm not bragging, but I have really good hand-eye coordination. I was an athlete without trying. Like I was one of those kids who was really good at sports. If it was a ball and I could do it, I picked it up quickly. I was a quick learner, and I loved it no matter what. Even if I hated the sport, I was good at it. It was just a natural thing. And so for me to start a program, and I physically was messing myself up, swearing at myself, getting frustrated. This was more of a mental transformation in this program than it was a physical transformation, because I realized that if it hadn't been Joel that had created this workout, I don't know if I would have jumped in it as quickly as I did. But because I did, I am so thankful. And today was the last day this morning. So, side note, a week into this program, my boyfriend started it with me, basically because I forced him to. I was like, you're going to try it? You're going to try it? Try it. 2 days. If you don't like it, whatever. But he liked it, so he stuck with it. So he was with me through all of the weeks except the first. And we busted our butt this morning. And it actually, yesterday was an amazing workout for me. I loved it. I'm very proud of it. And today I could sense, I don't know if it's because it was rainy and gross and cold, but I sensed that I was like, this is going to be one of those workouts that I struggle. And it was hard. I just watched the recording back, and that's why I'm doing this. I watched the recording back and I stopped so many times, but then I watched myself. No, Hannah, no, this is the last workout, and you're not going to give up on the last workout, because guess why? There's no reason to. You've come this far. You're fine. Stop getting frustrated. You know, those little things in your head. And I finished, and I did it. And as I'm watching, I'll even get emotional now. As I was watching the end, so we finished core. Core is the last thing at each workout. So I went and turned off my phone, you know, the little record button on the bottom. And it's very sensitive. I must have hit it twice. It started recording again after I turned it off, and I just had stepped back, and I'm watching the TV. And I'm watching it, and Joel is like explaining how amazing we are and how we killed it and how you can do anything. And he's like, if you learn anything from this, just keep going, do another program, or better yet, do 10 rounds again, you know, things like that. Explaining how amazing it was. And then he starts, so I have this look on my face when I'm about to cry. When my dad does the same thing. When I'm about to cry, I'm always like, my lips, not that I have lips, but my lips go in like that, and I start to like smile, half smile. It's weird. I start to do that, and then he started crying, and because I was just emotional because I finished. But then when he started crying, then I really started crying. I was like, oh my God, he's crying. And my boyfriend's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I hate that. And he's like, hate what? And I'm like, when people cry. And my dog jumped on me because she always jumps on me when she thinks something's wrong. And it was just an amazing thing. And I cried at the end of Morning Meltdown 100, and that was similar but different. So that one, Morning Meltdown 100 for me was, you completed it, we did this, oh my God, it's done. So proud of myself. I did it every single day. I didn't stop. And then this one was it was like I grew up. It was like I graduated high school and now I'm starting college. And I finished like the first semester, I don't even know. But it was amazing. And I want you all to know, for those of you who look at this program as, oh my God, it's boxing. I don't do boxing. No, it's like the perfect combination. I think you should try it. And then if you don't like it, don't do it. But it's a cool, different program. It's different than anything else Beachbody has really done. And not only that, but because it was a tour recording of the program. So they were on that big bus and they went from city to city. I think that's amazing. So that puts a different aspect. So every week, not only are you getting different workouts and you're excited about what's to happen, but you're like, ooh, what city is it in now? And then the last day, they're on the steps from the movie Rocky. And I just think that is so amazing. So take days as they come, do what you need to do, and focus on what you personally need, because I knew I personally needed this program and I needed to finish it, whether I wanted to or not. And I did, but there were definitely moments. So just take those moments, every single moment, as a lesson, because the beginning of this week, it was Monday, I had a moment where I found myself it was the same weather as today, crappy, cold, rainy, and I'm standing in front of the TV and I couldn't move. And it wasn't that my body hurt and I couldn't move. It was like my mind wouldn't let me move. And I was frustrated with myself and my mind for doing that, but I physically couldn't it was almost like an out of body experience. I physically couldn't do it. So I got through that. I learned from it. And I learned from so many other experiences like that. So if you're in a rut or if you're down and you don't know what to do next, reach out to me or simply get in your own mind. Figure out what it is that's getting to you and why. And even if you can't figure it out, keep going, because you will. And it will be so worth it. You're going to grow up. You're going to grow mentally, physically, everything. You will not regret it. You can't regret something you didn't try, so might as well try it. But I hope you all have a good day, and I hope everybody tries 10 rounds, at least a sample workout. It's great. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. It is Friday. It is not beautiful outside here by any means, but I'm sure it'll get better. Happy Friday, TGIF.